Welcome to lesson 9. Right, let's carry on with our list, our examples. Right, some of the examples you may have noticed on your screen, and some I'm just thinking about them right now. Right, I haven't previously written those. I'm just thinking of those as practical as possible. Right, those I can remember. All right, let's start with export management company or export trading company. What is that? That is a private firm, a private company that serves as the export department for several producers of goods or services. So if a business is as small as it doesn't have its own export department, they will hire an export trading company to proceed with their exports, right? They will have all the help they need from an export trading company to distribute their goods globally. Exporter. An exporter is a person, a company, or an entity that is authorized by the government to export goods to other countries. An exporter is someone who is able to provide its products to other countries and it is approved by the government. That's an exporter. A wine exporter would send wine to customers overseas, abroad. Express train. An express train is a high-speed train, right? A train that travels on a high speed. Deliveries can be done through express trains these days, right? As opposed to the old days where the deliveries were done by slow trains. Extension. Extension. This is an internal telephone line. Okay, I need to know your extension in order to talk to you. So what's your extension? The 4 or 3 last digits of your number. Letter F, facilities. Facilities. Facilities are the buildings where services are provided. It can be the building where something is manufactured, or it can be the building of a distribution center. Those are the facilities. Fairway. Fairway. Fairway is the navigable portion of a river. The fairways are not always as stable as for safe and economical standards. The fairways, the water. Feature. Feature means function, characteristics. For example, new warehouse features. So new warehouse, new tools the warehouse is using to better process the orders. Right, features. Fee. Fee is payment for service. For example, if you want us to ship what you need today, please note there will be a 10% fee, right? Because in order to do something faster, we're going to charge you more, right? Extra. Fee, extra payment. Or when you send something back, so you're the buyer and you want to send something back to the seller, you will probably have to pay a restocking fee, right? An amount of money for the service. Feedback. Feedback is to provide information or comments about something. The feedback. Can you please feed me back with the quality of our services, right? So please provide me with your comments about the quality of the services. Feedback as a noun means comments, information, right? Per feedback I got from your company, you guys do a good job, right? Per comments I got about your company, you were performing good. Feeder service. Feeder service is a small ship that takes containers for larger ships. So those are the feeders. Or in the airline industry, the feeders or the feeder service is done by small aircraft. So small aircraft fly originally and feeds bigger airports, right? And bigger airports have flights to all over the world. So those small airplanes are the feeders. They provide feeder services. Ferry boat. A ferry boat is a boat used to transport vehicles, equipment, etc. That's a ferry. A ferry flight is a flight just to move the aircraft from one position to another, from one airport to another. For example, the aircraft got damaged and cannot carry passengers. So it's gonna have a ferry flight to the maintenance facility, right? So it's just a movement. Fill rate. Fill rate is the performance of delivery. This is the ability of a warehouse to perform all the necessary services. The fill rate is calculated according to the priority of the service, according to the priority, according to the type of product, right? If it's a planned item, a non-planned item, that's how we calculate the fill rate. So the more the fill rate is filled, right? Is the better the fill rate is, the happier the customer will be. So if the fill rate is as high as 95%, it means 95% of the time the company is satisfying the customer. Finance department or accounting department is the department of a company in charge of the finance information, the numbers, the payments, etc. Fine means penalty, right? So of money that is paid for not complying with something. According to the contract, fines will be imposed if the delay in shipping exceeds 30 days. So fines will be imposed, extra money will be imposed, so will occur. First class, something that is first class is superior, right? It has a superior category service, first class cabin in an airplane. So you're gonna have better food, better service, better support from the flight attendants, better entertainment options in flight, etc. First class service. Flag. A flag of a ship or an aircraft, the country it belongs to. So, for example, if you say that ship has the flag of France, it means it belongs to France, right? The company is based in France. Fleet is, it can be a fleet of airplanes, right? You can say that airline has a fleet of 100 jets. So it means the group of aircraft is composed of 100 airplanes. So a fleet is a large group of ships, airplanes, trucks, etc., operated by a single company. That's a fleet. Flight is a scheduled trip on an airline. So the flight will happen tomorrow at 10 p.m. So it means it has been scheduled by the airline and it's going to happen. Flight. So the act of flying. That's flight. Floating policy. Floating policy is an insurance policy that applies to all shipments made by an exporter over a period of time rather than to one shipment only. So a floating policy will comply with all the shipments in a certain period of time, right? Instead of having an exclusive insurance for one shipment, the floating policy will cover all the shipments, right? Flow. Flow, it can be the verb to move, right? To flow, or it can be the noun, movement. The flow of information. This is how information is delivered. The workflow means how the work moves. Focus. Focus is attention, is to bring attention. So you're here at this course, you were focusing on learning more about English for logistics, right? You're giving special attention to the subject. For example, the daily shipping reports are focused on the proper distribution of the merchandise. Focused, or to have the focus is to have the target, to have the goal, to achieve it. Follow-up. A follow-up is a second or subsequent letter, phone call, or visit. So I'm sending you a follow-up reminder, so because I need your answer. So I'm reminding you, this is the second time I'm contacting you about the same subject. That's a follow-up. Or it can be the verb to follow up, right? I'll follow up with the manufacturing team to see what's going on with your product. Foodstuff. Foodstuff is food-related products. Foodstuff. So as we deal with foodstuff, we need to make sure our facilities are cleaned in a superior way. Foodstuff. Forecast. Forecast is projection, calculation, anticipation of a fact, right? For example, if I ask you, hey, do you have any forecast of the products you are wondering to use? So do you have any projection, any type of number that can help me better prepare myself to assist you? That's the forecast. Force majeure. Force majeure is a standard clause in contracts that treats the actions that are beyond the party's control, such as earthquakes, floods, or war. Right? Force majeure, sometimes insurances do not cover force majeure events. So if there's war, the companies say, hey, I cannot cover this. We are not expecting that. This is force majeure. Foreign. Foreign is relating to another country. So here we are dealing with foreign trade, right? International. And this is the end of the lesson. Thank you for watching, and watch this one more time if you really want to fix those words, to see them again, to see the meanings. See you.